Hello and welcome to Tabernacle Elementary School. My name is Tim Moody. I am the Public Information Officer with the Randolph County School System, and I'm here with our Superintendent, Dr. Stephen Gainey. It is the April 2018 edition of From the Desk of, and as I mentioned, we are here today at Tabernacle Elementary School. We travel to a different school every month for these interviews with our superintendent. So Dr. Gainey, I'm going to give you just a moment to talk a little bit about this great school.
Well, Tim, Tabernacle is a great school. Saritha Mitchell is in her third year as the principal. The school continues to get better every year. Has a great student body, a great faculty, great community support in it. Just really proud of what Saritha's done during her time as the principal here. Again, like I said, she's starting her third year, and I really see her influence on this school and the very positive influence she's had. And so just very proud of where this school's going, and just you can only say thank you to the students, the staff, and the community for what they do every day to help the school get better.
Right. Well, you mentioned Principal Saritha Mitchell. There's certainly no overstating the value of great principals. We've got many of them in our school district. And we also have a principal preparation program that many folks in our community may not know about. Give you a chance to talk about that a little bit.
Well, Tim, about 2 years ago, we entered into a program with UNCG, and it's a partnership we have with them, and they obtained a grant and to help with this program. What it is we have 2 slots in the program. There are several other school systems in the region who are part of this program as well, but we were able to pick 2 individuals from our school system and send them through a Masters of School Administration program through UNCG. And they take their classes. The first year of the program is when they do all their classes at UNCG, and the grant that UNCG obtained allowed them to do those classes tuition free. And then the second year of the program, they do a full-time internship at one of our schools. And because of the grant, the individuals should not lose salary during that year when they're doing an internship. They get paid their salary. And then the school system, the only cost to the whole program to the school system is the benefits for each individual. So we're just finishing the first group. We had Paula LaPlante, who used to be the lead teacher at Farmer Elementary School. She is just about done. She'll finish in May with her program and have a master's in school administration. And Brian Barfield was the other individual selected. He was the band director at Trinity High School, and he's going to finish in May with his program. Paula has been doing her internship this year at Northeastern Randolph Middle School, and Brian has been at Franklinville Elementary School and then at Coleridge Elementary School. So very proud of that program, and very proud to be able to have an opportunity to watch individuals in our school system. And we have an application process that they go through if they're interested, and just watch them grow from the classroom to being leaders of schools like these 2 individuals will one day. And the exciting part is UNCG has received word recently that they have been approved for the grant again. So we're getting ready to advertise that we have 2 more slots for another 2-year window, and so we'll be taking applications and have 2 more individuals from our school system go through the program. And so this coming year, though, whoever's selected will do their coursework with UNCG, and then the following year there'll be a full-time internship for them at one of our schools, and then they come back and they work for us as assistant principals when they're done with the program. So they do have some payback time they have to do with the program, when they've done with the masters. So as far as when I say payback time, they'll have to work with the school system in an assistant principal capacity for a window of time. So it's very comparable to what the state did years ago with the Principal Fellows Program, and we're very excited to be able to have this there for our employees.
Well, today's date is April 17th as we conduct this interview, and this evening is our monthly Board of Education meeting. Typically we have those on Mondays. This month it was moved to a Tuesday evening. A number of things on the agenda for this evening. One of the information items is the unveiling of a works-based program for high school students. I want to give you a chance to talk about that.
Well, Tim, tonight we're going to Nancy Cross is going to do a presentation about a program called Randolph Works. And if you recall, about a year ago, we announced a program called Apprenticeship Randolph, and it's been a very exciting program. And our kids have been really interested in that program. And with Apprenticeship Randolph, they signed on with the company. They're working on an associate's degree while doing the apprenticeship time as a high school student, and then later as a after high school graduation, as they're still doing their associate degree at the community college level. This program, Randolph Works, is a little bit different, and that it will involve internship time for the student while still in high school, and they will be connected to a company, and it's going to be try to provide additional support for students to stay in school and keep working towards their high school diploma, but it's another work-based learning opportunity for our children. And they are becoming very popular. These programs are becoming very popular with our children. Children's interests are changing, and a lot of kids want to be able to take what they're learning in school and apply it to the workplace, and this is another great opportunity for them. Very appreciative. We've met with a bunch of companies. Nancy Cross has had a bunch of companies in the inside our county, and a couple on the outside of our county come in and they wanted to learn about what we're planning with Randolph Works. And so I think this is going to be another success for our school system, because we've already heard from children that they would love to do these internships with these programs, or with these companies while they're still in high school. And what it will do, whereas Apprenticeship Randolph, the children leave with a journeyman certificate, and they leave with a job with the company they were under as an apprentice, and they also leave with the associate's degree. This one's going to be a little different. They'll graduate from high school, and that's when they'll leave the Randolph Works program, but they will be on a preferred hire list with the company. And obviously they will have made relationships with the company, and that's a big issue for kids as they're coming out and entering the work world. When we came out of school and entered the work world, you don't have many relationships out there with companies. So to have an opportunity while you're in high school to do an internship, earn some money while doing it, but also build that relationship with a potential employer, I think that's going to be exciting. And I'm really excited about what's going on in our school system, because if you start looking at the opportunities for children now, I feel like we're really beginning to draw a circle around. If you take a child and you say, here's a circle of opportunities, we're beginning to really fill that circle in. We still have the 4-year college students going, and I've mentioned this in several places I've spoken. Our scholarship money in the last 4 years has increased from $20 million to $36 million as a school system. We have an AP Academy starting at Southwestern Randolph High School this coming year, the 18-19 school year. That's right after Southwestern Randolph High School and Trinity High School were named AP Capstone Schools. Now you've got Apprenticeship Randolph, you have Randolph Works, you have children taking through the career and college ready programs. They're taking the courses at the community college level while still in high school, and they're taking them tuition free. We have the Mount Olive University Ag program tied into Providence Grove High School. We have the 3 pathways that we've just announced a third one. On agriculture, we announced that last week, April 10th, but in prior years we'd announced advanced manufacturing and health sciences. So I'm really proud to see these programs continue to come and address different groups of students as far as their needs go and their interests. Maybe not their needs as much as their interests. This is what they're interested in, they're pursuing it, and they're taking advantage of it, and I'm really proud of our kids for that.
So now we have moved into a classroom here at Tabernacle Elementary School, and Dr. Gainey, we want to talk for just a moment about a summer camp opportunity. We kicked it off last summer. It's going to come around again this summer, specifically for rising 6th, 7th, and 8th grade students at Southeastern Randolph Middle School. Why do we do that, and what's it all about?
Well, Tim, the camp originated last summer, summer 2017, and the focus originally was going to be on rising 6th graders. But then we started getting some interest from the rising 7th graders and rising 8th graders, so we expanded it and opened it up to them too. The purpose for the camp is just to help the children continue to have a smooth transition, the 6th graders into middle school, the rising 7th graders into that 7th grade, rising 8th graders into their new grade, and just expose them to all the great things that are at Southeast Randolph Middle School. It's a great school, great facility, and then there's a lot of hands-on activities that are involved in this camp that will just help stretch the children's interests and give them some opportunities they may not have had during the summer. But I think when we all started talking about this with Nancy Cross, who's been running this project for 2 years, the big thing was to try to help the children, particularly those younger children, rising 6th graders, transition smoothly into the new middle school campus, and just let everybody see the great things going on at Southeast Randolph Middle. There is a tremendous staff there, tremendous student body, great facility, and really working hard out there, as all 31 of our schools are, to continue to get better. But hopefully it makes every student who attends will feel an increased sense of comfort as they head into the 2018-2019 school year, and also get some opportunities to be involved in some some hands-on activities and some activities out in the community that the different days of the camp will involve.
So if you are a parent of a rising 6th, 7th, or 8th grader at Southeastern Randolph Middle School, those dates are June 25th through the 28th or July the 9th through the 12th. You must register by May the 18th, and for more information, I would encourage you just to contact Southeastern Randolph Middle School.
Tim, I wanted to say one more thing about the camp that I didn't mention in my comments a few minutes ago, but when the children come to the camp, they're going to have an opportunity to meet staff members that are on the staff at Southeast Randolph Middle School. Throughout the week, those staff members will run that camp. And so they'll get to meet Gail Powers, the principal, Jeff Minton, assistant principal, Shannon Edwards, assistant principal. They're going to be around. So there again, they start building relationships with the administration. They start building relationships with teachers. And, so if I'm a rising 7th grader or rising 8th grader, I'm probably going to meet some teachers I have never met. I may not have met them during the previous school year or school years I've been there. So the relationship issue is such a big issue with schools, whether it's relationships between students or relationships between students and staff, and it really can be a big springboard to positive success for students in school. So the chance for them to meet the staff of the school during the summer too, especially those like I say, the rising 6th graders who know nobody on the staff, or even the other 2 grade levels of students who may not have met some staff members at this point.
So Dr. Gainey, we're coming down the home stretch, so to speak, of the school year. As I said, today is April 17th. A lot of end-of-year events coming up, a lot of things to plan and prepare for and to get excited about. And one of those is the Teacher of the Year banquet on May 8th at Pinewood Country Club. Big highlight on the calendar. Give you a chance to talk about that.
Well, Tim, that is an exciting event. We do that event with Asheboro City Schools. So on that night, our teachers will be recognized, as will their teachers. So from the Randolph County School System, 31 teachers will be recognized as the Teacher of the Year for each of their individual schools. Then we'll recognize the finalists, and then we'll name a Teacher of the Year. And, that night is it's exciting for teachers. We should do more of that. We should be making sure in this country that teachers understand how much they're valued, because I've always felt like they're valued way more than ever hits the media or the public ever talks about. And I think anytime we have an opportunity to recognize them and honor them, we should. I can't even imagine being named the Teacher of the Year and the feeling that must be, the feeling of accomplishment as a teacher, being named Teacher of the Year. But it'll be an exciting night. You'll hear the Teacher of the Year. They'll at some point make some comments, and I guarantee you the Teacher of the Year for Asheboro City Schools and Teacher of the Year for Randolph County School System will, in many of their comments, will thank a lot of people, because that's teachers. They work together with so many individuals to do great things in classrooms, and the great ones don't forget that. They don't forget that common planning they have with individuals that help them prepare materials, and they help prepare materials with them. So it's just an exciting night to see somebody honored like that, and then to hear. I always like hearing their comments. I like to hear what they say, because they talk so much about the whole school program when they get up to the mic. So it'll be an exciting night for our school system.
Well, believe it or not, 1 month from today is our first high school graduation ceremony, our early college, Randolph Early College High School. And then, of course, our 6 traditional high schools will have their ceremonies on June 8th. But we're winding the year down, as we talked about. What are your thoughts as we get closer and closer to graduation day?
Well, I was out at Randolph Middle School this morning, and a couple staff members, I remember, because several staff members mentioned how many days we had left. There's a lot to do between now and the end of the school year. The end will come quick now, because all the activities that are between now and the end of the school year, and there's a lot of instruction left as well, and there's a lot of testing left. But once we get to that first graduation with the early college high school, then that's pretty much going to kick off the graduation season. And it's always exciting to see the graduation ceremonies and see the excitement in the children as they graduate from high school. Also, you after that, you want to see the great things they do. So the years following, as you hear the great stories about our graduates, that's fun. That's fun too. But it'll be an exciting month of May and early June, and we'll be back started in August before you know it, because time seems to keep moving. And but the thing I say to staff and to students and all is, whatever we do between now and the end of the school year, whether we're working on instruction or having events to recognize children or celebrate their successes. Let's be safe at what we do and make sure no one's safety is jeopardized between now and the end of the year.
So we have relocated to a classroom here, and Dr. Gainey, I want to take just a moment. As you know, each month when we do these interviews, we sort of think through the things that are going on and try to speak to some of the highlights. And as I was preparing for this interview, just collected some information and did some research. And what I'd like to do, if you will just allow me, is just kind of run through a list of some of the things that didn't quite make the main topics today. But there's so many things going on that I just want to touch on these and give you an opportunity to speak to them. You did talk about the third pathway in Pathways to Prosperity program. Our high schools are currently conducting plant sales. It's always a big spring event. In fact, Randleman High School conducted an agricultural fun day. They had a petting zoo for children, and it was a very well-attended event. We had selected high school students who participated in a career development carpentry and masonry competition. It's sponsored each year by the local Home Builders Association. We've had a middle school to participate in Healthcare Day. They did a field trip to Randolph Community College to learn about medical careers. We had a reality store. If you don't know what that is, it's a program of the communities in schools of Randolph County that teach students about financial literacy. We have many of our middle schools that participate in those. Last week, our fourth graders attended a symphony at Asheboro High School. We've had theater students at one of our high schools to earn recognitions at the State Thespian Festival. We have a summer advanced manufacturing camp. We've got middle school and high school sports going on. So as I go through that list, and believe me, there's many more that I could have mentioned, the word that comes to mind for me is comprehensive. In terms of what these students are able to receive. What are your thoughts when you hear that?
Well, Tim, I'm just excited for these opportunities for the children. Back earlier in the interview when we were talking about, it was Apprenticeship Randolph, and then we talked about the new program that's going to be talked about tonight at tonight's board meeting on April 17th. The Randolph Works program, when you look at those, I said then that we've got a lot of programs that are out there that are children are pursuing their interests by pursuing these programs, and we're trying to have a lot of things out there to meet different interests of children. That's what these activities make me think of. All the different things going on, and so it's getting where there's hopefully where we can continue to make a comprehensive program that there's something for everyone, because when there is something for everyone, that leads to better performance academically. It leads to better cultures in your school, and cultures in your school system, a very positive school system culture. And so just excited. I want to say thank you to all the staff members, because those programs, all those activities didn't happen that you had on that sheet, didn't happen without staff members involved and them giving time beyond their regular teaching duties. So I just want to say a big thank you to them. And oftentimes you even hit the athletic piece. I mean, the amount of time coaches spend with athletic teams, if you've never been in it, you don't understand how much time there is. It's not just the practice time. It's not just the game time. There's time when they're reviewing videos, or when they're maybe possibly at the high school level talking to college coaches on behalf of children as they may be being recruited to play at the college university level. So I just want to say a big thank you to staff members, because again, we talked about Teacher of the Year earlier, and there's a difference. Teachers are special people, and that's why they got into this business, because they're special. And a good indication of how special they are these activities. They want these activities for kids. And it's not, they treat these kids as if they're their kids, not just, their students, they're kids. They want these activities because they want children to leave the K-12 experience with a positive, well-rounded experience. And so that's why our teachers keep looking for, and staff members keep looking for other avenues to go down to try to, address the interests of our children. I know there's a lot being said about public education, but the thing being missed about public education is that kind of thing that you just mentioned, that list of all these different activities going on for kids. I'm very proud of what our schools do. I'm very proud of the 115 school systems in North Carolina, the 115 public school systems in North Carolina, and what they do for kids every day, because my colleagues around the state, they have activities going on in their schools. And just thank you to all the teachers for what they do for kids. That's what that is indication. And proud of the kids. I mean, the kids, I said at the Student Lift graduation, which is sponsored by the Asheboro Randolph Chamber of Commerce, and 25 students were selected, 18 of them were from our school system. I sat at their graduation ceremony last Tuesday night, April 10th, and was just so proud of, the kids, and then thinking, this is another leadership opportunity they took advantage of. These activities are just more activities that they are taking advantage of, and I'm proud. It's not just putting them out there. You got to have the kids taking advantage of it, and our kids are doing a great job of that. So very proud of our kids, very proud of our staff, and it's a busy time, but it's a good thing to be busy when we have these kind of activities.
All right, so Dr. Gainey, to close out the interview, just want to, as we often do, just give you a chance to close things out with anything that may be on your mind.
Well, Tim, we're getting close to the end of another school year. The 17-18 school year has been, in my opinion, a very successful school year. I'm very proud of the staff, very proud of the students, and very proud of the support we continue to get from the community and from the parents of our students. We're headed towards, as we mentioned earlier, high school graduations, end of year award ceremonies to recognize students for their accomplishments. There's a lot of end of year activities at schools throughout the school system, and just very happy with what I've seen so far, and look forward to a positive end to the school year, and just want to say thank you to those groups of individuals, the students, the parents, the staff, because they play a huge role in what happens in this school system every day, and they play a huge role in why we have a very positive culture in our school system, and we are getting better because of the students, the staff, the parents, and the community members who are providing support for our school system. So just a big thank you to them, and just looking forward to a positive end to the school year, and the high school graduations will kind of end it all for us for this year. And like I said earlier in this interview, we'll be back in August before you know it, starting the 2018-2019 school year.
Well, thank you, Dr. Gainey. Thank you to Principal Saritha Mitchell and her great staff here at Tabernacle Elementary School. Thank you again to Randolph Communications for allowing us to do these interviews each month. And thank you to you, community members, for your support of our school system. We look forward to seeing you again in May.